Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So for today's video I'm doing a bit of a first impression. So I did finally pick up the Kosas Revealer Skin Improving Foundation with SPF 25. I know some of you said not to get it because the formula doesn't last particularly well in terms of expiry, I think. I really wanted to kind of give it a go and see what I thought, and my Drunk Elephant's about to run out. The other two foundations I got are about to run out as well. So I kind of needed a new one. So I thought, well, it's perfect time to try this one out. At the same time, I did pick up the Kosas Concealer. I have tried this before, but what has it been, about 4 years since I've used it. And I remember liking it. But I remember it not, wasn't that much product I found in the tube, potentially. So I wanted to pick it up as a kind of like refresher. Also wanted to see how well they pair together, because in theory they should wear really nicely together. Yeah, it is mainly about the Kosas Kosas Foundation. I will do a week's worth of wear tests as well to test out a whole bunch of other products, kind of creams, powders, just to really put it to the test. So I'll talk quickly about the Kosas Foundation. I picked mine up in light neutral warm 130, so it's light with yellow undertones. I've got a neutral kind of undertone to my skin, so I can kind of get away with pink or yellow, but I prefer the more yellow tones. So this is a medium coverage SPF treatment foundation with a natural dreamy finish that instantly blends like a second skin to blur, visibly smooth texture and minimise pores. The powerhouse blend of hyaluronic acid, niacinamide, peptides, squalene, vitamin B5, arnica and caffeine is clinically proven to hydrate, brighten, soothe, plump and protect. So that's nice. I got this off Naturissimo, probably no surprise. This is, I think I paid 30 or 35. I'll put the actual price I paid up on the screen. So yeah, the Kosas Concealer I picked up in 01, very light with neutral pink undertones. What I probably should have done is actually check what I used last time, but we'll go with it. Like I said, the focus is mainly on the foundation. So that's what I kind of claimed to do. I'm going to do a bit of a wear test today, first impressions, and like I said, a whole week's worth of wear tests as well. So if that sounds like something you're interested in, then please keep on watching. Okay, so let's get started. So for primer, I'm going to use my Too Faced Hangover 3-in-1 primer. I've really been enjoying this recently, so I thought this would be the good one to use first. I am going to be doing Get Ready after this because I'm going out for lunch with family, so that video probably will be up first, but yeah, I'm going to use this first to prep and prime. Okay, I'm just going to let that sink in for a bit and then we'll go in with the foundation. So this is what the foundation looks like, very similar to the concealer. I'm not sure on the shade, but we'll give it a go. I'm going to use a brush today, the Real Techniques 401, to apply this to my skin. Hopefully it comes out. I can hear it. Not the best pump, I'm going to use that much for now. I'm just going to start stippling this onto the skin. Has a little bit of a scent to it. Very kind of glowy off the back. The fact it's blending really easily into the skin. I'll actually use, let's look up close and personal. It's looking quite nice on the skin actually, to be fair. Coverage wise, it's actually really nice. That kind of, what I put on the back of my hand was enough, I think, to cover what I want to cover. I can go in with concealer. I'd say that the shade match wasn't actually too bad. Possibly half a shade too dark, but nothing super obvious. And yeah, really easy to blend. That's looking nice to begin with. Obviously it's just the initial application. I want to do a full-on test of this, so, but at the moment, looking really nice. Okay, going in with the concealer next. I'm a bit concerned about the shade that I picked, so I'm just going to pop it in my usual areas. I think it's all I'm going to use concealer wise, and I'm actually using my sponge to blend that out. So yeah, I do remember enjoying the concealer. I just think it was the amount of product. I felt like I used it up really quickly. I should have kind of refreshed myself by watching the video back, but all those years ago, but yeah. Not too bad, shade wise. A little extra here. Around my nose. I've got a real issue at the moment around my nose. It's so sore at the moment. Okay, that is how my skin is looking at the moment. I think in terms of first impressions or first application, this is looking really nice. It sat really nicely on the skin. It blended really easy, really quickly with a brush. The concealer obviously sits nicely on top of it. You'd hope it would, considering it's the same brand, same kind of formula-ish. Actually, both shades worked out quite nicely in the end. I was worried this was going to be too highlighting, but it's not at all. And then kind of my skin has got the coverage I kind of want for today, so I'm happy with that. So I'm actually going to go and do the rest of my base with the Get Ready With Me, but what I'll do is I'll insert clips of the products I use so that you know what I've used on my base, and then at the end we'll come back, do another thought, and then we'll come back tonight and we'll do like an update on how it's worn. Okay, so that is my rest of my makeup finished now. This is how the skin is looking. I think it looks really pretty. Let me zoom in a bit more. So this is how we are looking. I think super pretty. So the time is almost 10 o'clock. So yeah, I'm off out. We'll see how well this lasts. I hopefully have it on for a good 8 hours or so, and we'll come back and see how well it has worn. So stay tuned for then. Okay, so it's almost 6 o'clock, which means this has been on my face for about 8 hours now. So let me grab my mirror and take a proper look. Oh, it's not done too badly actually. Bit of flaky mascara. Okay, let me get nice and close. So this is what I'm looking like at the moment. Shine wise, nothing too major. I don't think the chin is a bit more shinier potentially. It's a little bit, I'd say it's probably more the concealer that's worn off my chin ever so slightly. Obviously I've been out for roast today. Yeah, and the only other place I can tell that's really made a difference is around my nose. I've got issues at the moment around this side of the nose. It keeps like getting sore and scabbing up slightly, so I'm not gonna penalise it for this because I am having issues regardless. Because if we look at the other side, it's not looking too bad. It's just I've got issues at this moment in time with my nose. Wow. I mean, you have to tell me what you think. It definitely looks like it's been worn for like 8 hours, but not in a bad way. Like I said, a bit more shine's coming through my chin. I don't think the rest of it looks much shinier. Under my eyes. Again, I don't think it looks too bad. It's just, like I said, my nose obviously is looking a bit dodgy, and then it's slightly coming for chin, but it doesn't look like that. Doesn't bother me. I wouldn't think, oh crikey, I need to take this off now. I feel like I keep going longer. So I'm very impressed with this first impressions. Like I said, it's still going to be wear test. Obviously I did use the Kosas concealer with it, and I used the Kosas powder with it. So, you know, it kind of two products that should go really well with the product anyway. It's the same brand, same kind of, should be a formula that works together regardless. But yeah, I'm very happy with it so far. So I'm going to keep testing it throughout the week. I'm going to use it with non-Kosas products. I will use it with like my Hint Beauty concealer instead, my collection powder instead, a full face of cream, a full face of powder makeup on top, to work. I've got a bit of shopping. We're going to town the following weekend. I'm going to test it on a walk / hike that we do. So I want to really put this to the test and really kind of do a good week's worth of testing to kind of really give or see how it looks, see how it works on the skin, and give my final thoughts, just so I can give you as much feedback as I can on this product and tell you whether I think it's worth it or not. But after this first impressions, I'm very happy with how my skin is looking. I mean, I was sat indoors most of the time, but yeah, I like how it's looking so far. So stay tuned for the wear test throughout the week. They will be quite sped through. I'll try and do check-ins if I can throughout the day at work and stuff, but that will probably be on my phone just because it's easier. But I'll do like a camera one at the end and beginning of each day. So yeah, stay tuned for that and we'll see how it goes. Okay, so on to day 2 of the wear test of the Kosas Foundation. This one here. So today, I'm at work today, so I'm just going to do kind of my usual go-to everyday makeup. So no primer, but it will involve a little bit of powder. I'll still use the Kosas concealer this time round, and then mix up throughout the week. So let's get started. Yeah, the pump on this is really not good. I don't know if it's because I've got a dodgy one or... but... So I'm going to use this again. Start blending it in. As this is my kind of everyday look, I haven't gone as heavy with foundation as I did yesterday. I will mix up kind of the level of coverage I do each day as well, just to kind of really test it, but this is kind of my usual everyday level of coverage. It's still kind of pretty much covered what I need to, just a few bits peeking through, but I can use concealer for that. I'm going to use a concealer brush today to blend this out and just see how this works instead. My Rituel de Fille blusher. Desperately trying to use this up. Collection powder today just to mix things up. This is part of my Project 10 pan, and it's what I usually use on an everyday basis. I'm just going to use a blush brush for this and just go over my T-zone, a little bit of promise on my face, but leaving my under eyes and the high points free of powder. Okay, so I've got the rest of the products on my face now. So this is how my skin is overall looking. It's looking nice, as it did yesterday to begin with. We'll see today how it acts around my chin, because I've gained another spot now. We'll see how it copes with my dryness around my nose. But overall right now it's looking nice. I'll try and do a check-in at lunchtime if I can at work, but I'll certainly do one this evening, and it will be definitely on my face the same amount of time as yesterday, because well, if not longer. So we'll really see how it works. Obviously no primer today, just powder, and yeah, so the time is 6:10, and I'll check in hopefully around lunchtime. Okay, so I'm just in my car after lunch. It is just after 2 o'clock. This is how my face is looking at the moment. I think coverage wise I haven't lost any coverage at all, which I think is good. Obviously I've got texture on my chin, around my nose, but that's nothing unusual for me. Yeah, so far I think it looks pretty good, but we'll do another check in at the end of the day. Okay, so the time is just gone 6 o'clock in the evening, so this has definitely been my face for over 8 hours now. So a little check-in, definitely probably a bit shinier than yesterday I think, especially in the chin area. I think it broke up a little bit more on my chin today and around my nose. I don't know if that's because obviously I didn't wear a primer today, and then I did set, but I used the collection instead of the Kosas one. But I still think coverage wise it still looks nice, and from like a distance, no one's going to be looking at my skin this close anyway necessarily, but like I'm happy to kind of wear this foundation and have it look like this after 8+ hours. I'm not really too worried. But yeah, let me know your thoughts. Tomorrow I'm thinking I'm going to do cream, all cream based. I'll wear a primer. I'm going to use my Hint Beauty concealer to test it out, and we'll see how it goes. Okay, day 3 of the wear test of the Kosas foundation. I'm going to do a full cream base today. I'm going to add some primer. I'm going to go in with the Hint Beauty concealer instead of the Kosas one, and yeah, we'll see how well it lasts. Beauty concealer next. Going in with Health Halo Primer, Elf Halo Glow next. And then I'm going to go in with Dahlia from Lily Lolo as my blusher for today. Okay, so I'll just add a little bit of extra makeup on my eyelash. It's a bit of brow gel and lip gloss. This is how we're looking. I am looking a bit shiny, but I have got also artificial lights on, which can make things look a bit shinier than they are. Because I promise I don't look this shiny. Let's see if I turn this off. And then you can't see a thing. But yeah. So this is how it is looking at the moment. It's sitting nicely. The Hint Beauty concealer is looking nice on top of the Kosas foundation. So it's going to be more a matter of seeing how well it lasts for a day. So I'll try and do another check-in at lunch, and then a check-in obviously at the end of the day as well. Okay, lunchtime update. This is how everything is looking at the moment. I still think everything is looking really nice considering there's no primer and no powder. Yeah, happy. It's about 1:30, but I'll do another check at the end of the day. It's 20 to 5 today, so again a roughly 8-hour wear test. I don't think it looks any worse off now than it did yesterday at the end of the day. So the fact there's no primer, the fact there's no powder, I don't think has made a big difference from today, like comparison to yesterday. Obviously that side of my nose is dodgy as always. I don't think my chin is looking too bad, because those are two of the areas where makeup starts to come off me first, really. I think that's alright. I still think this looks really nice on my skin. Like, my skin looks really healthy with it on, it looks really glowy. Possibly, yeah, borderline a bit too shiny, but I don't mind that too much. But it doesn't look horrendous on the skin, I don't think. After 8+ hours, this is still looking nice. All creams today, no primer, no powder as I mentioned. And intentionally no primer, I will do primer tomorrow. But yeah, I'm happy so far. This is day 3 of testing this out. I'm very impressed. Okay, day 4 of the Kosas wear test. So today it's going to be full of powders. I'm going to prime as well with the e.l.f. primer. And then, yeah, set everything, use a powder blusher, a powder bronzer, and we'll see how well it lasts throughout the day. That area a little bit. Okay, next going in with the Kosas powder. I'm going to use a sponge to kind of set my T-zone area, and I will go in with a brush for the perimeters. Actually, even though everything's nice and set, it's not looking flat on the skin, I don't think, and there's still a little bit of a shine, which I think is nice, so yeah. Okay, so I'm actually going to go with a bit of bronzer today. I'm going to use an Hourglass bronzer. This is the Ambient Lighting Bronzer. The name's rubbed off completely, but I'm just going to use that on the same fluffy brush as I did with powder, and just do a light bit of bronze. And this is in Ethereal Glow. It's a pretty pink blush. Okay, so I've gone ahead and done the little bit through my eyes and stuff like that, ready for work. But this starts looking on the skin, so it's definitely a bit more full coverage. Yeah, I'm not used to the full matte look on me. But I like how the Hourglass does give that a bit of a shine and stuff. But yeah, this is how we're looking. Everything's looking really smooth and really kind of flawless on the skin, I think. But I'll have to see how well it lasts. So hopefully it should last a little bit better than when it's an all cream base. But we'll have to see. So I'll try doing another check at lunch and one when I get back as well. Okay, lunchtime update. Everything is still very much in place. Coverage wise, it's lasting a lot longer. My oils are barely coming through with the powder, so this is definitely working much better than just having all cream base. I don't like how fully matte my skin is, to be honest. I do like a bit of glow, so I think tomorrow I'll just really try and set the T-zone but keep everything else glowing. I think it'll be a nice balance, but so far this is lasting really, really well today. Judging by how it's looking now, it looks incredible. Starting to get a little bit of shine here, but nothing in comparison to the last few days. Everything's still looking very much intact. The coverage hasn't gone. It looks still super pretty on the skin. I think for me, like, obviously because there's lights on me, it looks like I've got like a bit of a glow here, which I do have a little bit with that blusher and bronzer. But like every so often when I went into the bathroom at work, I kind of looked at me, I was like, whoa, that looks weird. Only because I've got a bit fuller coverage than I usually do, and a lot more matte than I usually do. So like some of my freckles have disappeared. I just look a bit odd to myself because of the full coverage. So I think I want to try and get a nice balance, because I think this is a really nice foundation and is really beautiful, but I want to get that balance of making sure it's set and long lasting, but also having a nice glow. So I think I need to focus the powders on the T-zone area, like I do anyway, but maybe the kind of using a sponge and patting that in, it works better than a brush. But then just maybe keep this section unset, just add that little glow and get that nice balance, which I prefer. But yeah, loving it so far, so let me know your thoughts as we go. And yeah, stay tuned for the next day. Okay, the foundation's on, everything's on. So yeah, a matte T-zone today, nice and set, but a very glowy rest of the skin. A balance of both worlds, which I think would be good for this foundation. So we'll see how well it lasts throughout the day. I'll try and do a check-in at lunch. and I'll see you when I get back. And then I think I'll just do one more wear test after this, which is on the walk. Yeah, so far so good. Lunchtime check-in. Everything is looking still really good. Still dodgy around my nose, but I'm happy with this level of kind of really set T-zone, but then keep everything else glowy. I think it kind of suits me better, and that's what I prefer, so I'm happy with that. Yeah, happy so far. Let's do another check-in when I get back. Okay, I'm back home. It is gone 5 o'clock now. This is how my skin is looking. I think this foundation is actually really quite nice. It's lasting pretty well for 8 hours. I think I did a good... Oh, I've got some water on my face. I think the combo of me doing a powdered T-zone but everything else glowy works perfectly for me and what I prefer in my makeup. So everything's holding up really nicely, and I've still got that nice glow. So I'm not looking too heavy on the skin. So yeah, I'm actually really happy with this. I'm going to do one more wear test. I'm actually going for a walk on Sunday. And it's meant to rain, so it could be interesting, but then I'll give my final thoughts and wrap this video up. But yeah, this is what it's looking like today. For some reason I've just realised I've opted for no primer, but we'll go with it. I don't usually wear primer on a day-to-day basis, so let's carry on with that. Going in with the Kosas powder, and I'm going to do my setting of the T-zone area, but keeping the rest nice and fresh and glowy, and keeping my under eyes unset as well. Okay, so I just added a little bit of lip balm, that's about it. I'm not going to do anything with my brows or mascara or anything like that. This is how I'm looking before the walk. So I've got my T-zone nice and set, a bit of setting spray, and then nice and glowy everywhere else. So we'll see how well it lasts. Like I said, it might rain today. It's a 6-mile walk. Yeah, I am going to be wearing a hat, so there's a chance my bit of the forehead here might get ruined, but we'll just base it on here. I mean, I'm really kind of just testing this out. I don't, like I said, I don't usually wear makeup on a walk, so I wouldn't usually be doing this, but I just thought it'd be quite interesting as a final test to see how it goes. I'll try and do a few check-ins on the walk, and then at the end of this I'll give my final thoughts, and we'll wrap this video up. Okay, so a little check-in. We're an hour into the walk now. Everything's holding up quite nicely from what I've looked at on my phone. I'm not looking too shiny in the T-zone, and nothing's breaking up. The rain has held off, so that's always a bonus, but so far so good. I'll just do a little close-up of how my skin's looking. Yeah, so far so good. I'll do another check-in soon. Okay, check-in number 2. We're about 2 hours into the walk. Everything's still looking really nice. Looking at my phone and my face. So I'm really happy so far. I did spill some water down my chin a second ago, but all seems to be okay. So this is check-in number 2, and everything looks good. So yeah. Okay, we're back from the walk. We've had lunch and everything. It is now almost 2:15. So not quite as long as my previous wear test. So just over 6 hours, to be fair. This is how everything is looking. I have to say, I think I really like this foundation. I think it looks really nice on the skin. I do think setting it, especially in the T-zones, really helped with this, but I overall love how nice this looks on the skin. I feel like you can kind of customise it to have a bit of lighter coverage, but it definitely builds up to a bit fuller coverage. Wears really nicely throughout the day. Doesn't irritate my skin. I've had more spots or anything. The spots I had have now kind of disappeared, which is nice. Yeah, overall I think this is a really nice foundation. I'm glad I did like the week's worth of wear test just to really put it to the test and see how well it works. A, with different products, but B, with different kind of setting routines and stuff like that. And overall I think I'm really impressed. So I'm really happy I did finally pick this up and try it out. Obviously I know the kind of concerns was the expiry of this, so I will keep you updated with stuff like that. Like and you'll see how long it lasts for me, because yeah, like I said, I'll keep you updated. But I really love this foundation actually. I think this might be a new favourite of mine moving forward, but we'll have to see. But yeah, after this week's worth of wear test, I can highly say that I think this is a good foundation and it works really nicely. If you're oily like me, then yeah, probably set the T-zone somewhat just to kind of help keep the oils at bay. But overall, this is a beautiful foundation. I'm really glad I tried it. So I'd love to know if any of you guys have tried this and what your thoughts are on it. And yeah, is this something you would recommend? Because I think this is something I would definitely recommend to people. Because I think it's lovely. So, and it's SPF 25, which isn't too bad. It could be better, but it's not too bad. At least there's some kind of SPF in there. So yeah, I'm really happy I picked this up. I'm really glad I kind of really tried this out. And yeah, I can say it definitely one that I'm going to continue to use, and I would definitely recommend. So I hope you found this video useful. I hope it's not too chaotic with different kind of clips from my camera to my phone with the check-ins at lunch and stuff. But I just really wanted to put it to the test so I can give proper feedback. So yeah, let me know your thoughts down below. If you've got any future video ideas, please again leave them down below. And yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all in my next video.